There's a few things when you're shopping for a recliner are really important to take a look at, and that's what we're going to do here today. There are 5 dimensions of comfort we want to look at when you're picking out a recliner, and the first is seat height. So we want to make sure that when we're sitting down in a recliner to try it out, that our legs are at a 90-degree angle and our feet are touching the floor. So kind of at the same time, we're actually bringing in a second dimension of comfort, which is seat depth, because in order for my legs to be at 90 degrees, the seat depth has to be correct too. And as you can see in this chair is probably a little too tall for me, and actually maybe a little bit deeper than it should be, because my feet aren't resting on the floor and my back's not quite as deep into the seat as it should be. The next dimension of comfort we want to take a look at is actually the arm height. You want your arms hanging naturally. At the elbow you should feel like you're nice and relaxed. If a chair arm is too low, you'll actually feel like your hands are drooping down and your elbows and your backs of your forearms aren't quite touching the armrest. So as you see, as I'm sitting here, this is actually a pretty good height for me, and my arms are in a very comfortable position. Leg support is also a very important part of the chair, and the way we want to take a look at that is actually to recline the chair back and make sure that our legs are in a comfortable position. I want to make sure that my feet are hanging out over the edge of the chair, and I don't have my heels up on the chase part of the recliner, just because it can develop soreness, and it's also actually putting tension on your legs. So we want to have our legs hanging naturally. Should feel nice and relaxed, shouldn't feel any tension in our legs. Head position may be one of the most confusing things for a customer to understand when they're trying out a chair. With this chair, fortunately, I'm sitting in a power headrest chair where I can adjust the head comfort depending on whether I'm watching TV, if I'm reading a book, those types of things. So as I'm laying back, here I can actually adjust the headrest forward to get to a comfortable position. If it doesn't have a power headrest, I should be able to sit here in the chair, have my head leaning back, and just feel comfortable and supported. If a chair is built up too high in the back, if it has too much stuffing in the headrest, you'll actually feel like your head's getting pushed forward, and that's really what we want to avoid. It'll give you a headache, you just won't feel as good. So you want to make sure your neck and head are in a supportive position. There's several different types of recliners, and there's several different benefits to each of those. The most common one would be a rocker recliner. The reason that the greatest benefit from a rocker recliner is that it does pitch you further back to the point where you feel like you're cupped, gets you in a nice relaxed position, pitched further back. On the other side of that, we have a wall saver. A wall saver, you're going to sit more upright. Some people like the feeling of sitting more upright before they recline, and it also saves you more room so the chair can go closer to the wall. The third type of recliner that we have is actually a swivel. A swivel can be added to almost any type of recliner, and really it's very important if you need to change the orientation of the chair. So if I need to turn this recliner and face it more over to the side, it could just swivel and move straight to that position. The nice thing about that is you're never sitting crooked in the chair. You're always sitting in the middle, real nice, facing directly towards the TV or where you need to look at. The last option that we want to talk about is actually power. Power has become such a popular option in the furniture industry, and really at the push of the button you can control where the footrest and where the back of the chair end up. So at the push of a button, we're able to raise the footrest and recline back to find that perfect comfortable position. And the same can be done with the headrest, making that adjustable as well, where you can find the perfect orientation just to make sure we're always ending up in a comfortable position. And these are just some of the great options that are available on a recliner or a reclining sofa. We have all of these options available here at George's Furniture.